Good afternoon, everyone. I am John Sacayan,
I am Venancio Quiel.
And I am Christian Jaleco.
and we are the JVC design team. Today, we will be presenting our preliminary analysis and initial design of the iLearn Academy Charter School building. iLearn Academy Charter School was established in 2015 and provides academic curriculum for grades K to 5, which emphasizes STEM, technology, and robotics. The purpose of this study is to exhibit our team's complex knowledge with identifying the appropriate methods to analyze and provide the structural design of a building. The basis of our design will be to consider the primary functions of a structure, which are strength, stability, serviceability, economy, and aesthetics.
Moving on to our four main objectives. Objective 1. Design the structural elements of the building. Objective 2. Generate main school building plans, drawings, and models. Objective 3. Implement sustainability practices into the main school building. And Objective 4. Perform risk analysis. And towards the end of our objective, we will execute a design and results review to fix or revise any errors within our design calculations.
Onto methodology. For this project, we will be using design specification manuals such as IBC 2021, ASCE 7-16, and ACI 318-19. We will be calculating the loads acting on the building and analyzing each structural member. After reviewing the calculations with our industry advisor, we will start to draw models and schematics for a more detailed look at the structural members. We also executed extensive research to find ways to make our project study become more sustainable and discuss the risks that our project study might produce. Finally, we will then inspect our results and see if our decisions are adequate to move forward with.
For sustainability, our main goal is to figure out ways we can incorporate sustainable construction methods in Guam. We have established three initial alternatives on how we can achieve this goal. Our first alternative is to incorporate sustainable materials. Our second alternative is to introduce modern methods of construction in Guam. And finally, our third alternative is to generate a construction waste management plan. So far, we have investigated our first alternative, and our initial statistic finding is that 51% of concrete and reinforced concrete, 11% of other delivered building materials, 5% of asphalt, 8% of rock materials, and 25% of littered soil makes up the general construction waste in the United States. According to EPA and AISC, over 95% of the concrete and asphalt concrete waste and 98% of steel in construction and demolition projects contributes as the largest total C&D waste. Fortunately, these wastes can be recovered and recycled for new uses. Our next step is to obtain data on a local scale, which will help us determine if our first alternative is attainable and effective in Guam. The same steps will be executed for the other two alternatives soon and will guide us in deciding which alternative plan is best suited for Guam's setting.
For the risk analysis portion, we decided to choose fault tree analysis based on our alternative choices, our abilities, and feasibility. To give a brief summary of what fault tree analysis is, it is a method of risk to not only distinguish types of failure, but also understand the factors and likelihood of these failures. This means that it allows us to break down the project into distinctive sections to see the potential failure of each event. This is done by defining the primary failures, identifying first-level contributors, link the contributors with gates, repeat the process for second-level events, continue this process until basic causes are listed, and calculate probabilities and analyze how each alternative compares with one another. The two figures shown represent the symbols we will be using in our fault tree. These are the preliminary schematics we have obtained thus far. The figure to the far right is the beam spacing we will be using, which is 5 feet.
We will now talk about our calculations. These will be the loads we will be considering. First off would be dead loads. This is the self-weight of the building, which includes double T beams, walls, roof concrete slab, miscellaneous objects, ceiling, and floor coverings. And our total weight we calculated is 6,923.14 kips. Secondly, live loads. These are the preliminary live loads we have to date. which may be subjected to change as we move forward with the project. Lastly, wind loads. These are the parameters used for the calculations of the wind loads. Our building has a length of about 114 feet, base of 378 feet, and a height of 22 feet. In conclusion, our maximum design wind pressure for this project is 51.84 pounds per square feet.
Continuing on to the design load. We calculated our initial design load to be 650 pounds per feet. However, we've only considered the dead loads. Therefore, we expect our initial design load to change once live loads are considered.
To conclude, the ultimate goal is to develop a sustainability framework made with the intent for future companies to model after and apply to their projects. Because this is an ongoing project, we will continue to research sustainability alternatives considering the aspects such as cost, environmental impact, and practicality on the island. We will gather information from firms if they have used any sustainability practices into their own projects. The schematics and drawings will be further developed with software such as eTabs and SkySieve. Knowledge from manuals and professors were used during calculations, and so far we have done multiple site visits and have seen the before and after construction of the project study.
We would like to thank our academic advisors, Dr. Guades, Dr. Hong, Dr. Patil, and Dr. Chang. We would also like to thank our industry advisor, William B. Flores, and our main contact, Billie Jean Taitingfang. Here are the references we used for this project. Thank you for listening.